welcome back to another fun episode of Thrive Live. Today, we're going to get into more details on how to really approach and support our body in the second stage of adrenal fatigue, this overexertion phase. So, kind of as a recap, this phase is when our adrenals on this overdrive, right? This overdrive of fight and flight, and it disrupts our cortisol rhythm. And so we want to really start to repattern the rhythm, give your body some calming agents to calm it down, and then to also really give it some supportive agents, some of those adaptogenic herbs to help give it a little bit more foundation to stand on. So during this phase, I really like doing more like AM and PM formulas. So in the AM, we can give herbs that are grounding but also energizing, and then in the PM we can give more of the calming anxiolytics to calm down the body and get over that barrier so that our brain and body can get into a nice good sleep cycle. So this is really where I think the adaptogenic herbs shine, specifically rhodiola, eleuthero, ashwagandha, holy basil. Those are, I would say, almost the 4 core adrenal adaptogens that I love for this. Holy basil, I love when, especially, when I have a sensitive patient to the ginseng class of herbs, but also it's more for like that wired and tired picture per se, because it has a very calming effect to the body. There's actually some great teas that are made with the holy basil. Tulsi is one of those companies, but it's also a great herb to blend with the other ginseng. So the eleuthero, which is again a calming adrenal adaptogen, the ashwagandha, which is, as we went into before, increases the GABA amounts in our brain. So, and also improves that thyroid conversion. And of course, rhodiola, which is just the classic adaptogen that really helps to bring down cortisol when it's high. It can bring it up as well when it is low. And there's also a lot of research on the physiological resistant tonifications to rhodiola. So those are ones that I really like to put into that morning formulas. And then I also usually like to blend it with some mood balancers, because oftentimes we can see that overwhelm hit in the morning. So maybe a little St. John's wort, if we need to bump up the serotonin for maybe depression and irritability and anxiety, or put it in a more classic anxiolytic like kava, passion flower, verbena, one of those great ones for just calming down that nervous system. And also, let's not forget hawthorn. Hawthorn is a great herb with just grounding the body. Now in the PM formulas, we can actually still use some of these adrenal adaptogens. You'll see ashwagandha can be used in some nighttime formulations. Depending on the person, most people I would say can handle ashwagandha in the evening, but for some people that can actually kind of wake you up. So, but you'll see commonly ashwagandha then gets utilized with 5-HTP, because 5-HTP converts to serotonin, and then your body converts serotonin to melatonin. Now, to actually make that conversion pathway, you need magnesium and zinc and progesterone and estrogen. So you do need a lot of background cofactor support to actually make your full melatonin conversion. So taking it with magnesium and omega can actually really help that. We've also seen that turmeric can help this conversion pathway as well, taken in the evening time. And then also blending in herbs like lavender, valerian, passion flower. You actually find a lot of sleep formulations over the counter that have these herbs in it, because we're trying to combine the serotonin push with the 5-HTP with a little magnesium to help that conversion with some of these anxiolytic grounding herbs. So there's going to be some really nice formulations to have in the evening time. Now, also on the diet lifestyle component, what's really going to help is balancing blood sugar. So the adrenals need a lot of protein in the morning to actually stand on. So we're talking about a solid 30 grams of protein within an hour of waking. And this is before caffeine, before coffee. before your kids have gotten out the door to go to school. And it doesn't have to be complex. You can make it simple and easy just to get that protein in, because that will help to stabilize the blood sugar. And if we have imbalanced blood sugar, that actually just stimulates more cortisol, right? Phase 2 is already an overexertion phase. The adrenals are already pumping out this excess cortisol here, stuck in this fight and flight response, right? So if your blood sugar is in balance, it's just going to fuel that fight and flight response. So if having that protein load within 60 minutes of waking isn't an option, then just wait to at least have the caffeine until after you've had food. When you have that caffeine on empty stomach, it's just going to surge that overdrive, that overstimulation pathway even more. Now, on the exercise component, we can see two things beneficial. Actually, all exercise can be beneficial here. In a sense, yes, the cardio, the endurance is beneficial because it's going to help you get out those stress hormones. Now, if we overdo cardio, and overdo those endurance sports, that can also increase the cortisol aspect, the cortisol release in the body, because those are physiological stressors. So I feel like in medicine, we keep coming back to just walking, Tai Chi. These more gentle movements are actually really great, especially in this phase of this overproduction, this overexertion of the adrenal glands. Now, if you still want to blend in a little bit of cardio, go for it. You just don't want to overdo it, and you don't want that to be your sole foundation for your exercise. You want it to be blended in with more of these restorative techniques like the yoga, Tai Chi, Pilates, walking exercises, so we can calm down that adrenal tone. The other aspect is getting technology, phones, doing a technology fast an hour before bedtime becomes really important, because that the blue light, the stimulation will wake up this adrenal system. And so if we can just get technology out an hour before we go to bed, that can actually help our circadian pathway start to re-regulate. And we want our cortisol to be lowest in the evening so that our melatonin will release. But if we're on our phone, if we're on the tablets, or we're watching TV, well, that's just stimulating that cortisol cycle. And that's actually really hard to combat. That's actually one of the easiest things that we can do to help to reset this overstimulation phase, is to actually get technology out of the bedroom an hour beforehand. Just pick up a book, do an adult coloring. There's a lot of research on that. Play a board game, play cribbage, do what sounds exciting to you. Go play ping pong if you have a ping pong table. Go for an evening walk if you want to do that. There's so many fun options out there, and how to make a fun, exciting bedtime routine that doesn't have to do and be based in the world of technology. So I hope that was beneficial and you were able to take away some key points with that. Next week, we'll get into stage 3, which is the exhaustion phase. So I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving and is able to have build in some of this restorative time amongst all of the socializing, fun times, good food that works. All right, we'll see you next week.